Okay. I got to get through this wall of suspicion, in part because of experience. I've played in the NFL for a decade. I get it. And I also, once I get through that wall of suspicion, just got to analyze it properly without bias. And my bias is I'm suspicious. Here's the thing. I don't think he's going to play. He already had a workout, finished the workout, and now you're hearing reports about same workout, but we're not hearing about the signing from that same workout. I'm here to tell people. Now, I never had one of these workouts. I only witnessed them. You talk about your experiences and actually going through those workouts, so I defer to you and respect that. But I do know one thing about life. The truth is simple. Lies are complex. When it takes time, when you got to hear reports, oh, it went well. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, I think there's an opportunity. We keep hearing that. To me, that's not the truth. The truth would have been Colin Kaepernick's on this roster. What's stopping him? Nick Mullins? What's stopping him? Backups? What's stopping him? Derek Carr's not going anywhere, solidified. What's stopping him? They lost Marcus Mariota. They could put the same type of package in for Colin Kaepernick. What's stopping it? I'll tell you what's stopping it. Maybe this was just a kick in the tires. Oh, let's just see what Kaepernick's doing with no real intention to sign him. Or Colin Kaepernick didn't go out there and live up to what the expectations were. Because if Colin Kaepernick went out there in that workout and balled out like Ian Rappaport says, what are we doing here? Reminds me of all the times I heard somebody, I've been there, club, lounge, just on the streets. My dog walk away. Hey, man, I got to go holler at her. Come back. Oh, you got her number? Well, man, but, fool, you get the number or not. And it's okay if you didn't. Move on. There's 31 other teams. Colin Kaepernick. So this time right here that's elapsing between yesterday's workout and today's no signing is still making me suspicious.
I hear you. What are my expectations for Colin Kaepernick? I have no expectations for Colin Kaepernick.
You're wrong.
I have no expectations, Sel, because expectations how you get let down. At this point in time, everything is out of Colin Kaepernick's control. And that is the most helpless position you can be in as an NFL player, but that is a position that Colin Kaepernick finds himself in. Why is everything out of his control? Because Colin Kaepernick cannot sign himself.
True.
Colin Kaepernick cannot employ himself.
Facts.
And Colin Kaepernick cannot activate himself to a roster. So Colin Kaepernick's NFL future is legitimately out of his control. All he can do is let the world know he wants to keep playing, hope for a tryout, go there, try to audition and impress. But even after he does that, it don't mean nothing because he can't sign himself. And again, I bring this up. Even if he did crush the workout, were the Raiders really trying to bring him in to sign him right here, right now?
Yeah.
Or were they trying to bring him in just to say, in the event Stidham doesn't look good, Nick Mullins doesn't look good, or better yet, in the event we realize, you know what? We want a package where we can run with the quarterback. Let's bring in Colin Kaepernick. So who is the Raiders head coach, sir?
Josh McDaniels.
Yes, sir, Josh McDaniels. If you all recall, Josh McDaniels, when he was a head man in Denver, there was association to Tim Tebow. If you all recall, Josh McDaniels is the OC in New England. There's association to Cam Newton.
Okay.
So Josh McDaniels understands, or at least is intrigued by a running quarterback capable package.
I'm listening.
He understands, or he is at least intrigued by a quarterback who has the ability to keep the ball and run with it. So I don't know that they brought Colin Kaepernick in just to say they did so. I think there's some genuine intrigue. I just don't think that they trying to sign him right here, right now. I think McDaniels is going to go through camp and see, hey, how much do we miss not having a running package with our QB? And in the event we do miss that ability, in the event we do miss that, then I'll go ahead and sign Kaepernick. But I have no expectations because his future is completely out of his control.
Oh, man, don't let him off the hook like that. Man, you know I'm a coach, right? So I can't let you get away with this one. Out of his control because he can't sign himself from a team. I hear you. It sounds right on paper. But let's live this out. As a coach, imagine you came home and said, Mama, Daddy, I'm not playing this week. Why? Because it's out of my control. Coach is picking who's playing. I have nothing to say about that. Oh, yes, you do, son. You dictate playing time because you stand out. As Kobe Bryant says it, you had to be undeniable. That means you could be a bad player in terms of attitude. You could be late to practice and leave early. But damn it, when he get the rock, damn it, when Acho on the field, our team looks different. And we've been on teams where guys have been able to bend the rules and make coach enforce his hand because they're undeniable. Was Colin Kaepernick's workout undeniable is our first conversation.
But you can't be undeniable in a workout. That's where you and I pivotally disagree. Reason is, you know how it is, Sel. We got those shorts and shirts champions.
Let's go.
Ain't nothing worse
Here, I was one.
than a short and shirts champion. What
Here.
is that? With shorts and shirts on, they look great.
Okay.
But then you put the pads on, and it's a whole different beast.
True,
It's
true,
one of those
true,
cats, and it
true.
might be, you can't really say it now.
You can't say it now, Tarzan and
You know, not tweet at us. But it's a saying that they used to say about cats in the locker room.
Right,
Look
right.
like Tarzan, and the rest y'all got to figure out for yourself.
Hey.
Colin Kaepernick, he might be able to look like Tarzan during his workout. But scouts have no idea how that's going to translate. There is no way for him to look undeniably good on air because it's on air. I've never seen air get an interception.
You haven't?
I've never seen air. I've seen air get a sack.
I'm about to say, what practice y'all at?
Get a sack, but I ain't never seen air get an interception.
I know you have.
There's no way for Colin Kaepernick to look that impressive because it's on air.
How many suits have you worn since you retired from football that made you forget how you even got into football? We get into football to the highest degree on air.
No, we don't.
What's the combine?
College, we get into
No,
the game
boy,
tape.
you stop it. You know how many undrafted free agents have killer tape, but let them have a killer workout? Ooh, where he come from? Malik Willis, good tape, transferred, all that good tape. Yeah. Oh, that workout, though. That Marcellus, right here, combine. I was a undrafted free agent or seventh rounder before the combine. I put on some shorts. I put on a T-shirt. And then back in my day, they used to make you take your shirt off. You had to walk around just in underwear. I did that. And then I did them numbers. 39 vert in my pro day. 35 bench press. 4.64. He went from seventh to second round. That's how you get in the game, big dog. So don't act like that. Know your personnel as well. So you can dictate terms, be undeniable in a workout. And let me say this, don't you do that. Know your personnel. Okay, let's disagree on how a workout can go. But if you're bringing in Colin Kaepernick, not Emmanuel Acho, not Marcellus Wiley, but Colin Kaepernick, don't you feel a sense of urgency to make a decision? Like, if Cap's good.
That's Kaepernick?
Nah, but it's somebody from the team that want me to talk. Whoa. I ain't doing that documentary, Spike. I'm sorry. I love you, though. You ain't gonna set me up. I'll speak for myself. Here we go. Kaepernick, you got personnel. You know it's Kaepernick. There's an urgency to sign him or get him away from your team. Oh, no, let's wait. Let's see how Nick Mullins is going to turn out, who is 5-12 as a starter. No, Jarrett Stidham, who's never started a game in his career. Oh, Chase Garbers, remember? We just got him and signed him earlier this month, the undrafted free agent from Cal. What you waiting on? If he did it and he showed up and was undeniable, he'll be signed.
Because first and foremost, there's no such thing genuinely as undeniable in a workout, but I'm gonna give you one better. Sal, why, and again, I'm not married, so I have to defer to you. Why they be talking about married couples don't go through your significant other's phone?
Why they say that? Well, I think that's any relationship, but yeah, because you're going to take things out of context.
Yes. You'll take things out of context, or you're gonna find what you're looking for.
Oh, I heard that too. That's
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look hard enough, you're gonna find
Well, if you're looking because you're suspicious. And you're suspicious because there's probably something going on.
Bingo. If you're looking, you're suspicious, something going on.
Yeah.
You look hard
Yeah.
enough, you're going to find it,
Right.
or you'll find what you're looking for. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Don't go through your partner's phone.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with this Colin Kaepernick workout. If you are looking for him to be inaccurate, then he will be inaccurate. If you're looking for Kaepernick to be sluggish,
Yeah.
then he will have been sluggish. If you're looking for him to have lost a little zip on his ball, then he will have lost a little zip on his ball. You're going to find what you're looking for. Because out of all those passes out there on air, one of them was inaccurate.
Yeah.
One of them lacked a little bit of zip. And when he was going over the bag, simulating, trying to maneuver between the offensive and defensive lines, at some point in time, it was probably a little sluggish or lackadaisical. If you look hard enough, you will find it.
Yes.
So the reason, again, it's out of his control is because if the Raiders are looking for him to not look good, they gonna find it. If they looking for him to look good, they gonna find it. Remember those first-round picks that were drafted your year or after you. they had plenty of bad plays.
Yeah,
plenty of them.
Yeah.
But the moment they made a highlight, that one coach that wanted them drafted,
That's exactly how they look, too.
That's it, boy.
That's it right there.
That's it right there. Look at him go, son. Look at him. Because all they were waiting for was that one highlight play. Because if you look for it, you gonna find it. And when I look at these Raiders or any team that wants to bring in Colin Kaepernick, if they look for him to not be great, they will find it. If they look for him to be great, they too will find it. But these workouts don't mean nothing. You got to sign them, and then you got to see what's really good.
And they haven't signed him, which is why I'm suspicious, why I'm looking through the phone of the Raiders right now, like, why y'all ain't signed Kaepernick? If his workout was real, on paper, like real opportunity, and he did his thing, why isn't he signed right now? What I think you just did was conflate suspicion with confirmation bias. Now, the confirmation bias is I'm thinking Kaepernick's sorry. So everything he does that's bad, I'm going to add that up. But if I'm thinking he's good, I'm only going to add up the good things. That happens in every workout. You know why? It's a relative experience. They know workouts are not perfect, but they know what a killer workout looks like. I can't take that away because it's such an important step in how you get to the NFL, combine, pro day, and even as a free agent. Here's the thing. It sounds like there is some overlap in terms of how much of this workout was genuine, authentic. Like, we really are looking for a quarterback because Mariota's gone and you have his similar skill set. Kaepernick, you could add Mullins, add Stidham, add Garbers up, and add whoever else you want that's a backup. And Kaepernick's better than all them dudes plus one. The problem is, if he's not getting his opportunity, only two reasons. This is real. Cap, my son, I'm going to tell him, there's only two reasons why you ain't signed. Either they don't want you signed, and hey, bro, it's out of your hands. Or you ain't doing what you think you're doing in these workouts. And from the workouts I've seen on video, and it's tough because it's edited, it's on air, blah, blah, blah. I haven't seen anything special. Now, behind closed doors yesterday in Las Vegas Raiders, I hope he stepped it up. But those workouts right there, people don't understand what we've seen. The sorriest NFL player you've ever seen, if you ever practiced with that dude, looks amazing compared to all of y'all. The sorriest basketball player I've ever seen and played with, I hate to say sorry, but Scalabrine knows he wasn't an all-star. Scalabrine was not an all-star in the NBA. I played basketball with Scalabrine. He does not miss shots. Ever. He scored like 90 points in our second half in some celeb game. It's insane. Point being, if Cap is really doing what Cap thinks he's doing, he'd be on this roster, bro.
Well, let's say this, because I'm going to take it one step further.
Unless.
The worst thing that could happen to Colin Kaepernick's legacy would be to be signed.
Oh,
I've always said that.
We there.
The worst thing that could happen to Colin Kaepernick's legacy would actually be playing football again. Colin Kaepernick's life has been much greater than anything he could have accomplished on a football field. His impact has been much greater than anything he could have accomplished on a football field. Colin Kaepernick's legacy, it resounds not only in America, but throughout the world because he was to some degree a figurative martyr.
Yeah.
But you can't be a martyr if you don't die. So Colin Kaepernick can't be a martyr if his NFL career does not die. The reason that Colin Kaepernick's legacy is so great, amongst other reasons, is because he had to sacrifice his NFL career for a greater good. But what happens if he no longer sacrifices his NFL career? Now his legacy is diluted because he didn't actually have to give up the greatest sacrifice, being his career. One of my favorite quotes is, "It is better to be thought to be a fool than to speak and remove all doubt."
Yep.
Right now, we assume Colin Kaepernick can still play the game. We think he can still play the game. But what if he plays and he can't? See, when you think about some of the greatest legacies of all time, people who retired too soon, Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, because we assume their trajectory would have been great forever. But what if Barry Sanders would have kept playing and gotten worse instantly? What if Calvin Johnson would have kept playing and gotten worse instantly? All of a sudden, that thought of their greatness would have reached a reality of okayness. So in my mind, Colin Kaepernick's career, his life, his legacy is greater than just the game of football. I actually think the worst thing that could happen to Colin Kaepernick's legacy is playing football again.
You're making me think right here, because this has been a conversation that we've been talking through and on top of. Answer me. You think he's letting his legacy in conversation mentally lead his actions, or he's letting his actions dictate what his legacy looks like? Because those are two different mindsets, two different vantage points. You will move differently if you're letting the legacy lead. But if you're letting your actions go and then the legacy just say, hey, I added up, that's a whole different conversation, because then that contributes to what the Raiders may be doing. Do we want to look better in narrative? Do we want to look better in perception or in reality? Because if it's about the legacy, then there's a perception conversation. If it's about him really being employed, it's about the actions that lead to the legacy. I've never got to the point where I think Colin Kaepernick is choosing not to be in the league. I think he didn't intend for any of this to get to where it got. But like everybody else, you make choices, you make decisions based on what's presented in that moment. Colin Kaepernick didn't think, oh, if I take a knee right here, this is going to turn into me being a greater figure than I ever could have been. And I was a big figure as a quarterback. But what he is now, this is where he is right now. Whatever that signing, whatever he agreed to and settled with the NFL seems to have expired to some degree or altered in some degree. Now we're here. Can I play football? Well, you're 5 years removed, but you're not the only guy. I played with Doug Flutie, who was 9 years removed from playing in the NFL at least. Is Kaepernick really intending to play? And is he capable of playing is the conversation. But this is why, to your point, I don't know what to think. Because I don't know if that was a real workout. And you trying to tell me that workouts don't matter, and then that's not a real workout, well, how are we going to really see Colin Kaepernick ever on the NFL roster? Woo!